want to tell you guys a story. Honestly, kind of tragic and triumphant story of how this place came to be. Sure, running up the hill here in the dark by myself is a great idea, but at least I got you guys with me. I'm not sure it looks very dark to you guys, but you can see the moon is still out right now. We have been coming to this area for about 15 years and renting cabins. I hope the motor's not too loud here. We always wanted to buy some property and have a place of our own, and I thought, man, maybe you could do that, rent them out, kind of pay for it, whatever. But we just hadn't pulled the trigger yet. So this was back in 2019, 2020. It was a time of uncertainty in these unprecedented times. Remember that? That was like saying COVID was like Voldemort. You're not allowed to say it out loud. Probably could have gnawed that off my teeth faster. You guys catch that? I think this is probably way steeper than it looks. Woo! Let's go. I definitely should have brought a bigger chainsaw. Well, we are officially at the top of the hill. There's no more uphill. There's about 20 feet of uphill there that I walked down, but this right next to me here is just a massive cliff. That's a couple 100 feet down. Good place to make a cup of coffee. I got this little Zippo here. It matches my side-by-side, because why wouldn't you? A little uneven here, folks. Whoa! Whoa! Hi-yo. Hold on, we need a better spot. Well, if we do that again, we're gonna be in trouble because it's 200 feet down there. All right, where were we? Let me back up. In 2016, I'm gonna say, I decided things were going well. Don't ever say that. And I would build a house for myself. You know, I've spent my life working on other people's houses, and I thought, man, I'd like to do one for myself. So my wife and I talked it over, and we said, let's build our dream house. This will be pretty awesome. So we built a house. And not to bore you with all the details, it's where I live now. It's the shop that you guys see in the videos, and we're thrilled with it. If any of you have built a house, I'm sure several of you probably have. You know, it's very expensive, can be very stressful, and by the time we were done building, man, we were exhausted, both my wife and I. So on the tail end of finishing our house, I remember Mike, that you guys seen a lot of videos, and I were in the basement finishing off the trim. I got a phone call, and it was one of my employees, one of my roofers, was with another guy on a job, Martin. Martin had fallen off the roof and he passed away. You know, here we are in this position where we're just exhausted. We have this terrible accident. You know, I'd made it 25 years without any real serious accidents on the workplace. Martin was just a great guy. He had worked with me for 22 years. We were good friends. He would be here building these cabins with us where he's still alive, but he's not. It's one thing to lose a friend. It is one thing to mourn that loss. It is another thing to feel responsible for it, to feel that this is somebody that trusted me. And I know, you know, he would be doing that job somewhere else. I don't blame myself for this accident, but you can't help think of some of these things that come with it. Anyways, this video is not about that incident. Maybe we'll talk about that another time. We got through it. There were a lot of lawsuits, OSHA hearings, all that. I wouldn't wish that stuff on my worst enemy. You find yourself in a position where you are just, I don't know what to do with myself. I wanted to just turtle up and hide. You don't want to go to work. You don't want to do anything, you know. Was awful. Definitely one of the lowest points of my life. And you think, well, maybe it can't get any worse. Never say that. When you're telling yourself it can't get any worse, and then it does, boy, it makes you question a lot of things. We had our youngest, London, and we started noticing some, I don't know if you want to say developmental delays, some things like that. She's just an incredible young lady. We're very fortunate to have her. But she was diagnosed with autism. You know, why not? Why not kick my dog while you're here? So we're kind of navigating that. You know, her stupid parents can't figure it out. We don't know what to do. It's a struggle. But we will get through this. You know, we have a lot on our plate right now, but this too will pass. It's a former salesman of mine. I remember he went through a spell, man. He went through a divorce. He lost his mother. He had cancer for a second time. He got a big tattoo across his chest that says, "This too will pass." And I kept thinking, God, when? When is it going to pass? You know, when is this going to get better? And then, you know, my wife had gone into dermatologist to get some checkup, whatever. She had some concerns, and she had some skin cancer and had to have it removed from her head, you know. And I don't tell you all this stuff to make you feel sorry for me. I'm very fortunate. And most of us are. But man, this is a video I've been wanting to make for a while. I wanted to make it from a special place. I wanted to bring you guys with me. Look at that tree over here. You guys can see right there in that big hollow tree. I mean, we're like 2018, 2019, you know, and I'm looking for a change. You know, as a middle-aged guy, a middle-aged person, and I think most of you are probably, well, YouTube says, give or take 10 years my age. You know, as you grow up and you get a job, you start a career, you start a family, these things kind of become your identity. Steve the roofer, right? And all of a sudden you have an identity that you don't want. Male, female, career person, stay-at-home mom, whatever it is, that kind of becomes your identity. And I never mind having a career. This is what people do, right? But, you know, I found myself really, really lost in really thinking, I don't care for my identity, because it went from Steve the roofer to, oh my God, you hear what happened to him? It didn't even happen to me. Man, I needed a change. I needed to do something different. You find yourself at the bottom and you kind of got two choices. You can give up, and to some extent I did. You know, I lost a lot of employees, people that were nervous what would happen with the company. I don't fault them for that. You know, these are charted waters. I think that's what they say. You know, I didn't know what to do. I got some good help. I got some good people in my life, both personally and professionally, to help me navigate, all these awful legal battles and things that I really know nothing about. I decided, just because it's who I am, we are going to persevere. We are going to make lemonade out of our lemons in all the cliches you could come up with. Nothing prepares you for these things, and there's not a lot you can do to prevent them, So what do? The process of pulling yourself back up, of getting to the top. I think there's a lot of things, like these awful things that you can't control. They're out of your control, and they're going to happen. And so trying to prevent them is almost impossible, especially if you don't know what they are. But you can take all the steps in your own life to improve things where you can and be better suited to handle them when they happen. Because I have yet to meet a person who didn't go through some adversity in their life. We all have struggles, some worse than others, but it is essential to get through them. That's kind of what we do, kind of how it needs to go. Now I'm kind of babbling, losing my train of, losing myself in my head. But for me, it started with taking charge of my own health. So if you've been following the channel, I have to date lost 145 pounds. Walking up here would not be possible 2 years ago. So that was a good start for me, and it's opened up a lot of new avenues. I said, hey, I want to build these cabins, and I'm going to do it on YouTube. I want to start a YouTube channel. Maybe this, whether it's a source of income or not, I don't care. It's just something fun to do. Have some great friends with you guys. And here we are doing this. I would not have seen this coming. I guess the point is, without making this, a sappy, motivational speech, if you found yourself at the bottom, get some help. Surround yourself with people and activities that you love, and fight your way back to the top. And while I quit saying it can't get any worse, man, it's hard to get much better than this.